YouTube, what's up? In this video I'm going to talk about guys testing you, other men testing you, other boys testing you on semen retention. It's bound to happen at some point. Even if you're not on semen retention, you might have other guys challenging you and testing you and things like that. But for me, I'm going to be talking about 3 stories in this video of guys testing me and what I did in that situation, and sort of my takeaways, because it's bound to happen on this journey and you sort of have to know how to handle that. So the thing is, like, when you're on semen retention especially, you're going to have an abundance of energy, and if you're not showing off, you're going to be calm and controlled most of the time. And some people are like, oh, this guy, I want to push his buttons. They just want to do things to aggravate you, to get a reaction out of you. That is why they do things. A lot of the time, people only do things and say things to get a reaction out of you. So if you give them the reaction you're looking for, you're giving them your energy, and they're also absorbing your energy. So do not give your energy away to people. So that's the worst. But I believe in checking people, but do not give them your energy. Always walk away. You really don't want to give your energy away. Now, I'm just really thinking about it. It's just like, bro. But that's what they want to do. They want to get a reaction out of you. They want to see you. Sometimes they want to see you fight. In fact, I just thought of another example. Okay, so as you can see, guys, first story. As you can see, I got dreadlocks. Sometimes I cover it completely. So I was on the islands and I had my hair completely wrapped up. And I was rolling with one of the street boys, whatever. I was doing some fuck shit, but I was rolling with one of the street boys. And then there was one time he showed me to like an older woman that he knows. And then he must have grabbed it off my head. Rule number 1, if a guy's wearing a hat, you never take off his hat. This was a bit of an extreme example because this guy actually got physical with me. You never take off another person's hat. If they're wearing a hat, it's for a reason. And I had my hat on for a reason. And he took it off and I essentially just grabbed his arm, and I was just like, yo, what are you doing? I'm not gonna lie, guys, I switched at him. And I was just like, what are you doing? And he's like, oh yeah, I did that just so I could see who you are. And I was just like, what the fuck? So he obviously did that to get a reaction, because obviously I wasn't the only Rasta in the environment. So he obviously did that just to get a reaction out of me. And then I was just like, okay, I see who he is. I didn't roll with him again. I was just like, any guys that try and test you or whatever, just cut them off. Don't even bother with them. Another instance, a lot of these stories come from travels abroad, but another instance, I was in another foreign country, and I was just walking down the street, minding my business, guys. I was walking down the street, and some guy looks at me. He's probably some kind of madman, jobless, whatever. He looks at me, and essentially so I'm walking this way, he's walking that way. And essentially, as I was trying to walk past, I was gonna go around him, and essentially I turned to go around, and this guy jumped in front of me to be like, yo, where you going? And then I was just like, what the fuck? It's like he wanted me to challenge him. He wanted me to switch. I just went around him, and I was like, don't give them your energy. And 9 times out of 10, I'm a professional Taekwondo fighter. I'm a black belt in Taekwondo at the age of from the age of 16. I'm a professional Muay Thai fighter. I could beat these guys up physically if it's just come to hand combat. But I'm not gonna give them that satisfaction of getting me angry. Never give people the satisfaction of getting you angry. Another instance. So I have like a family nickname. Only my immediate family members call me that. So I'm talking my immediate siblings and my immediate, and obviously my parents. Those are the only people that call that name. So people around my family might have heard that name. And essentially we were out and about. This was actually in my hometown, London. So we were out and about on the streets or whatever. And then one guy called me by that name, and he doesn't even understand the nuances, because even my brother, for example, he wouldn't even call me that name on the street. It's just something that's kept indoors, so he doesn't even know that. He just thinks, and he tried to use the name on me out in the streets, and then I was like, it sounded unfamiliar, it sounded weird, and I just approached him calmly. I was like, hey bro, like, I don't want to be spoken to, I don't want to be addressed by that name, not by you, especially not out here on these streets. I was very calm when I said it, and then he was like, okay, what do you want to be called? And I told him my real name. Just call me by my real name. Like, what do you mean? What do I want? But again, I'm calm. These guys are all drunk and stuff. I'm calm. I'm just chilling. And they just want to get a reaction out of you. They just want to see. And again, it doesn't even matter if you could beat these guys up physically, because they're still going to test you. And then I was like, cool. I told him that. Kept walking. Like 10 minutes later, he said the name again, guys. Like, I cannot make this up. And I just had to confront him. I raised my voice a little bit, but I still kept calm. I was like, bro, what did I just tell you? Like, I don't have time for fuck niggas. That is bitch behavior. That is for bitches. That's what girls do. When girls realize it wasn't even a button, that people are just looking for buttons to push, And if they find a button, they're going to keep pressing on it, especially women. But if it's guys that are doing it, when it's a female trait, I stay away from those kind of guys. This isn't a guy that's obviously will never practice semen retention in his life, beats his meat regularly. And it's just like, bro, okay, that was one instance, and I just checked him. I had to check him twice, and now I don't fuck with him. Like, obviously he's around my family and stuff, but I don't really want to associate myself with someone like that. And an instance that happened recently, which actually led to the inspiration for this video. So I was in the lounge just on Wednesday. So Wednesday, I'm in the lounge right now, but someone was throwing their birthday party here on Wednesday. And what happened on Wednesday? Oh yeah, so I was just sitting there minding my business. I told myself before I came, because I'm not drinking alcohol, especially not this month. This month, no alcohol. So I just had a Coke in a glass on the table. Obviously people don't know what it is if it's in a glass. I just had it there, sat there. And then basically the company and DJ, the guy that supports the DJ, so he came, he was like, yo, cool. And I was like, yo, cool. You know, I could be friendly with him or whatever. I've seen him before as well, but I don't know his name. We're not friends. I've just seen him before. Like, I'm the boss here. Like, what were you talking about? So, yeah, anywho. So I was just sitting there minding my business. Guys, I kid you not. This guy picks up my glass on my table and just drinks it. And I was just looking at him. I was like, this can't be normal. Like, I know I'm in a foreign country or whatever, but this can't be normal. Like, he picked up my drink and he just drank it. And I was thinking, I could have sprinkled a little something in that drink. He doesn't know what's in that drink. I don't know him. He doesn't know me. It's not even alcohol. And I was just like, what? So I was thinking in my head, I was like, what do I do in this situation? This was literally just the other day, guys. I was like, what do I do in this situation? Should I just completely leave it? Should I just leave it? And then I was like, nah, I have to talk to this guy. I was like, yo, bro, like, I don't know you. You don't just pick up my drink. You don't just pick up my drink and drink it. Like, for me, it was a huge sign of disrespect. And obviously, he was trying to get a reaction out of me. So I kept myself calm. So I was like, you know what? I was like, he did it. I told him that I didn't like it. What can I do? I can't make him spit. I can't rewind time. So I had to let him know that I didn't appreciate that. And it was sad. So, and I walked outside. And he was apologizing and stuff. And then I walked outside. I was like, oh yeah. So he sat beside me. He sat beside me after that, and obviously I was like, bro, I don't want to be next to you right now after that. Like, so I went outside, this guy follows me outside, and I increased my aggression a little bit. To be honest, I'll tell you what I feel like I should have done in hindsight, but I increased my aggression a little bit. I was like, yo, like, what? No, there's no way that you can think that's normal. That's not normal. And I even enlisted someone else to tell me, obviously I'm in a foreign country, so I found a girl said, yeah, it was a bit disrespectful. I don't know what he was doing, why he did that. Because if it was an older person or someone like, he wouldn't do that. So he obviously felt comfortable enough with me to think that he could get away with it. And I had to just let him know. And I was like, yo, no. I was like, and I told him, I was like, what, do you want to fight me? Like, what's going on? And he was just backing off. He was like, no. I was like, bro, you can't be doing this stuff, man. Like, you really can't be doing that stuff. But in hindsight, when I deliberated about it afterwards, I was like, you know what? I should have just observed the whole thing. But I had a lot going on that day. Like, I should have just let him pick up the glass, drink it, and just non-reactive. Because I managed to control myself. Because I told him, I was like, I'm not going to give you my energy because you really just tried to disrespect me like that, like in front of other people as well as other people here. And I was just like, so I feel like, yeah, I controlled my aggression, I controlled my anger. But in hindsight, I would have just let him drink it and just acted unbothered. It's not even like I paid for it. I get free drinks here. So I should have just let him drink it and just kept it moving. And you know, there's part of me that was thinking in that situation, maybe he wasn't doing it to get reaction out of me. Maybe he was just thinking, hey, I could just drink this man's drink, and he just had some fucked up thing thinking that's normal. But it is what it is. But guys, I say all those stories to say, be as non-reactive as you can. If something bothers you, never show that it bothers you. If something, even if it bothers you, I still believe that you can talk to the person, but cut them off if it's someone that's testing you. Me personally, I'll never test another man. I have no interest in doing that. I have no interest in doing that. Like, so it's not testing your friends, not testing. I'm not doing none of that. So anyone that does that to me, it's just like instant cut off. But yeah, that's the story for today, man. That's the message, man. People are gonna try to test you. Control your aggression, control your anger, control your frustration. Be as non-reactive as possible.